Joshua chapter 1, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. For you shall do this. You shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Now God swore to their fathers, Israel's fathers, to give them this land. This is a promise that God made. Thus, it is certain to happen because God never goes back on his word. And this swearing, this promise, this covenant comes from Genesis chapter 15, and it starts in verse 12. It says, as the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell on Abram, and behold, dreadful and great darkness fell upon him. Then the Lord said to Abram, know for certain, with absolute certainty, you can be sure of this, you can take it to the bank, know for certain that your offspring will be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and will be servants there, and they will be afflicted for 400 years. So we're talking about Egypt here now. But, there's a key word, but. I will bring judgment on the nation. This is Egypt. I will bring judgment on the nation that they serve, and afterward they shall come out with great possessions. As for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried in a good old age. And they, that's your descendants, they shall come back here in this place in the fourth generation, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete. Verse 17 says, now when the sun had gone down and it was dark, behold, a smoking firepot and a flaming torch passed between these pieces. On that day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, to your offspring I give this land. To your offspring I give this land. I swear it. It is my covenant. From the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates, the land of the Kenites, the Kenizzites, the Cadmonites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephaim, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, and the Jebusites. I give this land. This is what God swore to do. He swore this to his servant Abram. You see, be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to do for their fathers, for the fathers of Israel, the ancestors of Israel. God swore this land to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. He swore that he would do this. Thus it will happen. There is no question, and there shouldn't be any question in our minds. God is always going to be faithful. One of the consistent themes we see in the book of Joshua is that God is faithful. And so God is telling Joshua now in verse 6 here, he's telling him, he's commanding him, it's an imperative, be strong. Because of my faithfulness, because of my strength, because of my power, because of my covenant that I swore to your fathers, be strong and be courageous. For you shall cause this people to inherit the land. You shall do this. This is not just a word of encouragement, trying to get Joshua motivated, though that is definitely the case, but it is also a prophecy. You shall do this. You will do this. You will cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. You are the man, Joshua, that I am raising up, that I am commissioning for this task after my servant Moses. Now it is Joshua. You are going to lead this people into the land to inherit the land, to inherit the blessings, the covenant blessings, again, that I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to the fathers of Israel, to give them as their inheritance. Thus, it will happen. I promise. Joshua chapter 1, verse 6.